Konnichiwa. Hi, Rahele. Okay, you would probably do better to just go on YouTube and Google hiragana lessons or hiragana pronunciation, and you could get a real Japanese person to teach this to you, but you asked me to, so I'm going to do my best. So you have your chart that you printed out. I sent you the link, and so I'm going to go over the sounds with you. Once you learn these sounds, then you have the building blocks for all the words and everything in Japanese. So we have 5 vowel sounds that are very short, pure vowel sounds. Along the top, if we go just along the first row, we have a, I, U, E, O. A, I, U, E, O. And if you go down the leftmost column, you can memorize the rows by saying Akasatana Hamayarawa. And that's what I memorized, so that I can draw this whole chart from memory by knowing that along the top we have A, I, U, E, O, and going down the first column we have Akasatana Hamayarawa. So those are your vowel sounds. So the second row is the K sound row. Kakikukeko. Kakikukeko. A very short, clipped U sound. The third row, it changes, so pay attention. You start out with sa, which is a pure S sound, sa, but then for the SI it changes and you have shi. So you don't have a pure S, you have shi, sa, shi, su, se, so. So it only changes to the sh sound for the I, and the rest of them are a pure S sound. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Sa, shi, su, se, so. The next line is not a T sound all the way across. It changes for 2 of the vowels. We start out ta, but then for the E vowel sound, the consonant before it becomes chi, ta, chi, and the consonant sound before U is a TS, tsu. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to. The N row is very easy. It's just nani nu ne no. Nani nu ne no. Just an N, nothing to worry about. On the H line, you have one or two minor variations in the H sound. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho. So you're going to get some lip rounding on the U, because U is a very round vowel sound. So in the Japanese language, your lips are rounding when you're still on the consonant part, or already when you're on the consonant part. So ha, hi is also really constricted. Your mouth is in position for I, hi, so it's a little bit of a constricted H sound. Ha, hi, hu, hu, hu. Your lips are already rounded for U when you express that H, hu, and it's sort of in between an H and an F. So Mount Fuji, not Mount Fuji, it's not an F, it's not really an H, Mount Fuji, it's a very rounded H that sounds a little bit like an F. Mount Fuji. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Going to the next line, the M line. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. The 8th line only has 3 characters. Ya, there is no yi. Yu, there is no ye. Yo, ya, yu, yo. Oh, the next line's a lot of fun for Westerners, because it's not really our Western R, and it's not really an L, Western L, but it's in between our R in English and the L. See if I can do it. Rarirurero, rarirurero, rarirurero. Somewhere in there between an R and an L. So that's where you need to go find an actual Japanese person to help you with that one. The 10th line only has 2 sounds on it, wa and o. It's written W-O, but really it's just o. and it's different O from the one on the top row. It's only used as a grammatical marker. And the very last line only has the syllabic ng. This is different from your English N. It's more of a syllable. So for example, the car company Honda, Honda, Honda. It gets a syllabic beat of its own. Okay, so what's next? Oh, okay, there are a few more sounds, but they're made by altering these letters with little marks. So, for example, what is the voiced equivalent of K in any language? The voiced equivalent of K is G. So the K line can be turned into a G, hard G sound line by adding what looks like little quote marks, two little, what would you call that?
Apostrophe.
Yeah, like two little apostrophes together, like little quote marks. So you stick that up in the upper right corner over the ka, and you've changed ka to ga. You do that to ki, and it changes ki to gi. Gagi gugego. So we add those two little marks to that line, and we now have gagi gugego. So what do you think sa, the sa line, changes to if you add the little marks in the upper right corner? The voiced equivalent of S is what? Z. Yeah, so we change sa shi's. We change sa shi su se so to za ji zu. Za ji zu ze zo. Whew, that's a mouthful. The next line, if we add two little marks, and you can go on the internet and find these, you don't have to just imagine it, you can see it written on YouTube. Ta changes to da, chi changes to ji, tsu changes to zu, te to de, to to do. If you've studied linguistics, and I know you have, then this is not hard for you. It's just the voiced equivalent. Ta chi tsu te to becomes da ji zu de do. There's no alteration on the N line. The H line can be altered in two ways. You can add these little two marks to the upper right and change ha to ba, to a B sound. So ha hi hu he ho becomes ba bi bu be bo. And if you put a little mark that looks like a tiny little circle, kind of like you do when you want to express how many degrees, set your oven to 350 degrees, that little degree, little circle mark in the upper right hand corner of the H symbols changes it to a P sound. Pa pi pu pe po. Let me see, are there any more? Nope, that's it. Those are the ones that take the little marks that can change them into the voiced equivalents. Yeah, there are a few other subtle things that you can learn about in other videos on YouTube, like how to stretch, make a vowel sound longer. They also have something where a consonant sound can be doubled with a little mark, like the city of Sapporo, two P's in Sapporo, or the island of Hokkaido, where you have two K's and you just kind of hold that consonant a little more. But those are, you know, sort of upper level things. It's not part of the basic lesson. So now you can, you know, sit and think of some company names, some Japanese company names, and you now know how to form them with all the syllables in this chart. So for example, Mitsubishi. Yeah, I can find it right here. Mitsu. B by changing he to a B with the two little marks. Shi is right there. Mitsubishi. Kawasaki. Honda. What are some more? Toyota.
Matsushita.
Huh?
Matsushita.
Matsushita. Matsushita. Okay. What are some other car companies?
Japanese.
Yeah. Japanese car companies. Television companies. Oh, Toshiba.
Toshiba.
Toshiba. They make computers, right? So let's say, now I'll just say some greetings. We'll just stop here and continue with the next lesson. Bye!